Hey everyone, Theo here. In this video, I want to show you how a shortcut controller or shortcut remote can help save time for digital artists, improve workflow, productivity, and whether you should get one for yourself. In case you don't know, a shortcut remote is actually a miniature keyboard with limited number of keys, and you can customize keyboard shortcuts into the keys. And sometimes they may have a dial where you can use it to adjust, for example, brush size, scrolling, zoom. And shortcut remotes are usually quite compact and portable, and they can use wireless connections such as Bluetooth or 2.4 GHz to pair with your computer. By the way, this one that I have here is the XPPen ACK05 wireless shortcut remote. There are many companies out there that make shortcut remotes, so there are many designs to choose from. This shortcut remote actually came with the XPPen Artist Pro 16 Gen 2 and the Artist Pro 14 Gen 2. And these two pen displays do not have physical shortcut buttons by the side, so-called hotkeys. So if you want to use keyboard shortcuts, there are two options. You can use keyboard shortcuts with the shortcut remote, or you can use your keyboard or laptop for keyboard shortcuts. And if you do so, you may notice you have to stretch one hand to use the keyboard and the other hand is on the pen display. And if you use a huge pen display, you may notice you have to stretch your arm a bit further. And sometimes for me, I actually place my Bluetooth keyboard here in front, which is not as ergonomic because sometimes I need to reach for the keyboard shortcuts on this side, and it just doesn't feel right. The advantage of using a keyboard for keyboard shortcuts is you have access to all keyboard shortcuts, provided you can remember all the keyboard shortcut combinations. The advantage of a shortcut remote is you can keep this closer to the pen display, so it's more ergonomic and it's more comfortable to use. The downside is you can only set a limited number of shortcuts, which is limited by the number of keys on the shortcut remote. And for this remote, which has 10 keys, you can actually set a total of 36 shortcuts. And you may be wondering, how is it possible to set 36 shortcuts with only 10 keys? Well, with this remote, you can actually create 4 groups of shortcuts, and each group has 9 shortcuts. So you can use one of the buttons here to switch between the 4 groups of shortcuts. To help you remember all the shortcuts you have assigned to the keys, you can actually set one of the keys here to show you the shortcuts that are assigned. Some drivers for shortcut remotes can load shortcuts automatically depending on which app is active. For example, you can create a group of shortcuts for Photoshop, another group of shortcuts for Illustrator, and when you are using Photoshop, the shortcuts here will update automatically for Photoshop, and when you switch over to Adobe Illustrator, the shortcuts here will again update automatically for Illustrator, and this can be quite useful and very convenient. Another big selling point for shortcut remotes is they are very useful and very convenient when paired with Windows tablets such as Microsoft Surface Pro tablets where there are no hotkeys by the side. While it is possible to use keyboard shortcuts with the keyboard in front here, it's just more ergonomic and comfortable to have a shortcut remote that you can hold in hand by the side. When buying shortcut remotes, I recommend you go for those with many keys because the more keys there are, the more shortcuts you can create. And now let me show you how useful a shortcut remote is in action. So this drawing app that I'm using here is Concepts, which is one of my favorite drawing apps, which is available on the iPad, Android, and Windows system. This app is designed for touchscreen drawing tablets, and this pen display does not have a touchscreen, so it doesn't support any finger gestures. So this app is almost unusable unless you use it together with a keyboard or a shortcut remote. Let me show you the shortcuts I have assigned to the keys here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set to the 6 tools here. And as I press the different keys, you can see the tools, they switch automatically. So I don't have to use my pen to select the tools. And this is very convenient if I need to switch colors because I can select 3 to switch to this yellow coloring tool, this button or this key here to switch to green, and this to switch to brown, and I can switch between these three colors to color my sketch or my drawing very quickly. And because I cannot use finger gestures to move the canvas, to zoom in and out, I have also set a shortcut to move the canvas and to zoom in and out. And of course, I have the undo set to one of the keys. Let me show you how I add more details to this drawing with the help of the shortcut remote. So I'm going to zoom in and move this down, zoom in a bit, and draw an extension here at the top. As you press the keys here, there will be a label that appears beneath to tell you which key you have just pressed. So I want to draw a water pipe here. Let me just zoom in again because it's kind of small. So it's quite convenient to use this app with this shortcut remote instead of a full-size keyboard. Let me draw the tiles, the roof tiles at the top. We have the windows. Oops, I overshot here, so let me just zoom in and let me switch to the eraser to erase this. Or I can use the eraser at the back of the pen if I want to, but I usually use the keys for erasing. So let me zoom down again, and now I can color this. Let me tap on the canvas to activate the eyedropper to select this orange. And I'm going to do the same to select this color, to color the front here. And I'm going to select another tool here and tap here to call up the color palette. So I'm going to have maybe white, and I prefer not to switch between the different groups of shortcuts because I cannot remember so many shortcuts. So let me go to tool number 5, select a different color. Let's have maybe blue perhaps, and switch to a gray to color the shadow, this part here. I need to add some ventilation holes or windows at the top, so let me just zoom in again, switch to the pen tool and draw those little ventilation holes here, and switch to the white color to color this, or maybe the gray color because this should be in shadow. So let me switch to the gray color, undo, undo, undo. Yeah, so this looks a bit better with the gray. So let me switch over to page 2 of the shortcut, or switch to group 2 of the shortcut and press this key here that I have customized to export. So let me choose from JPEG, maybe let's have PNG instead, and export. So this is the artwork that was just exported. So with the help of this shortcut remote, my workflow was really smooth without any interruption. The main difference between using this together with a pen display that does not have touch versus using this with a touch screen pen display or tablet is I have to set shortcuts to move the canvas and to scale. So I have to set 2 keys for that. But other than that, the workflow is actually better with this shortcut remote because I can switch between the tools so easily. And you can do the same with other drawing apps as well, such as Photoshop, Illustrator, Clip Studio, Krita, basically any drawing app that uses keyboard shortcuts. So do you find a shortcut remote useful, or are you using one currently yourself? Share your thoughts with others in the comment section below. Alright, I hope this video is useful. See you guys again. Bye.